This chapter definitely went fast if you ask me, but nonetheless, it was a good chapter. This will be the Straw Hats' second time they survive a Buster Call and Robin's third time, technically. But at the same time, you have to feel for Dr. Vegapunk. Dr. Vegapunk's blood, sweat, and tears, the hard work he got put inside Egghead, like it's being destroyed right before his eyes. Like he's sitting down on his knees to know that the things he worked so hard for are being eliminated. Like the ounce of strength and time he put in on every research facility, on everything on Egghead is being destroyed and obliterated right before his eyes. And I definitely can sense a fear in Kizaru when it comes to J. Garcia Saturn. Like he's so scared when, you know, Dr. Vegapunk is telling him, like, Kizaru, like, stop. Kizaru looking to the side like, nah, I don't want no problem with this, bro. This is J. Garcia Saturn. This is the top of the level of the government. Like, I can't say nothing about it. Even though the hardship that Kizaru and Dr. Vegapunk had, it means nothing right now. Because right now in the eyes of J. Garcia Saturn, everything must be eliminated. J. Garcia Saturn is making moves. Kizaru is making moves. The point where Kizaru actually sliced the tube up to where Atlas and Frankie cannot get to their destination. And it seems like Kizaru and J. Garcia Saturn is not playing anymore. Even the bombardment of cannons being unleashed on Egghead, like this is the last straw for J. Garcia Saturn and Kizaru. Like they're standing on their toes right now because of the simple fact that Luffy is up, right? We've seen that Luffy might just get captured by the end of the day. We've seen what Eustace Kid and Luffy can do when they eat so much. They can capsize their body to the point when they can restore all that energy so fast and get up and fight again. But we're definitely not too worried about Luffy at this point right now. Luffy can go full-blown Gear 5th and knock everybody out. And we seen that J. Garcia Saturn is scared of Luffy Gear 5th, right? And we seen that Luffy actually beat Kizaru. I can't say it was a crazy fight, but Luffy had the upper hand. If Luffy had more time using Gear 5th, Kizaru would have been beat by now. And then we see the marine ships who came to destroy the escaped shuttle that left Egghead being destroyed. Now everybody's in a frenzy about this, but at the same time we already seen that Blackbeard was on the shores of Egghead, right? So that might just be Blackbeard. Everybody wanted to be Dragon. Listen, I wanted to be Dragon also, but we already know that it may be Blackbeard, right? Because of the simple fact we don't know if Dragon was already on the way to Egghead, right? You know how Dragon is with his son. Dragon wants to save Luffy every time he gets a chance to. He's gonna save his son. If he feel like Luffy cannot survive this point, he's gonna save his son. But we already seen Blackbeard's on the shore of Egghead already. Maybe not be Blackbeard. It could be somebody alongside of Blackbeard's crew, of course. But I don't think it's Dragon who's doing this. And then we got this awesome panel of Kuma actually catching Bonnie, but they are in mid-air, and you see these pacifists firing up at them. Now, I can say that this is one of the most exciting times on Egghead because of what is actually going to happen to Kuma and the other people that's in mid-air. Who's going to save them? What type of move can they use actually to help them get out of mid-air and dodge these laser beams? That's going to be the next thing we have to understand. And like Dr. Vegapunk said in these panels, like the most thing he feared once you're doing this operation with Kuma is that a pacifista would actually try to unalive Bonnie right in front of her face, and she might just think that it's her father, but oh no, it's a Terminator trying to destroy her. We're not on break, so trust me, this is one of the most iconic things that's gonna happen. Whoever's gonna save Kuma in the rest of the game, whoever got a move to save this game, is gonna be so iconic. Now I can't say Luffy's up right now, right? Luffy's full. Luffy's energized right now. So the most thing I can say, Luffy in the game will actually save them. To see that Luffy is gonna get in gigantic form and catch them, right? And probably destroy everybody on the floor is gonna be so amazing. But some people assume that it might not be Luffy. It might be somebody else on the island that actually saved Kuma in the game. I can't wait to see that though. But a lot of people are disappointed between Zoro and Lucci with the fight still carrying on. But don't be surprised if we get to Zoro and Lucci and the fight is already over. And before Jinbei get there, he gonna see that Zoro actually beat Lucci. Now, if that does not happen, that means it'll be huge character development for Lucci. Now, I think Lucci at the end of the day will see how things actually come to surface with the world government, because he actually seen a glimpse of it when the world government had the Seraphim go against him, and they didn't care. Like, he had a little glimpse of it, but he still had to complete his mission. His light in his head turned back on, and nothing cared but the mission. And that's why I think he said, forget that, I'm gonna destroy the Straw Hats at that one point in time. It could be a few things why this fight is drugged out so long between Zoro and Lucci. We just have to get to that moment and see why, because I'm pretty sure Zoro can beat Lucci, but for the simple fact, something is not right here. I think that there's gonna be a major plot going forth in One Piece between the development with Lucci towards the government. But you can see all on Twitter how people are just dogging Zoro right now because of this fight is still carrying on. But like I said before, it means something more on why this fight is carried on. But on the plus side, we see that Lilith and Brook actually had a great point on actually having Sunny going from point A to point B with freezing the clouds, and now they're just sliding all the way their way to the point where they need to be at. But we have to get back on this Buster Call. Now this is an immense attack where the government and the Marines are basically saying like, enough is enough. It's time to destroy everything and let's get our way back home. Now I can't say this will be the Straw Hat's second time being surviving the Buster Call, but at the same time, like, god dang, like what's gonna take to actually destroy the Straw Hats? Nothing. It's plot armor all around them. And the people aboard the fleeing ships from Egghead, like who's on board? Definitely, right? Or we want to find out who saved them initially, right? That's what we need to find out next chapter. All of these will be answered in the next chapter, where the cliffhanger is this right here. Who was there to destroy the Marines' ships? Now, I can say some of Blackbeard pirates are already there, so it definitely makes sense. Now, to see that Blackbeard or the Blackbeard pirates are in the siege of Egghead is so good. So now you got 3 factions that's actually battling all out. Now, I can say Blackbeard definitely are strong now, where we already see that Luffy's already on attack mode after, you know, he capsized his body. And then you got the world government and the Marines. Like, it's a 3-way battle affair, and it's so good to see that, because sometimes us One Piece fans need more action. Us One Piece fans need to see a lot of the fighting scenes. The world builders are good. Like, I love the world builders, but the fighting scenes are something we need. Who's stronger than who? Everybody loves to see that, right? You have to understand something already. Blackbeard just fought it out with Law. So maybe Blackbeard already recuperated already fighting that battle with Law, and is already there on Egghead because he was already close to Egghead. Those 3 islands was close to each other, so definitely we can might see Blackbeard there, or Blackbeard might take a fall with that Law fight. But we still have Doc Q right there that actually heal Blackbeard. I'm pretty sure with Doc Q's sick devil fruit, he actually can heal somebody. Also, it's totally opposite, but at the same time, he got things up his arsenal to make people sick. I'm pretty sure he got things up his arsenal to heal people over time. And if this is Blackbeard and Don Q and Von Augur who's actually there reaching Egghead shores, then we know Von Augur can teleport Blackbeard as far as he could. Maybe, we don't know still, that comes with his devil fruit, but at the same time, we know that he can transport Blackbeard right there on Egghead, right? So there's so many things that can factor in this battle of who actually is on the egg shores, right? Who can actually come in this battle and wreak havoc. Hopefully this is Blackbeard, so we can see Luffy and Blackbeard battle it out. A little glimpse of it, right? We seen it on Impel Down, but we actually need to see the gap between Luffy and Blackbeard. How big is that battle gap between Luffy and Blackbeard? Hopefully that will be answered on Egghead, because we need to see that. We have still a long journey left in this final arc, right? To see Luffy improving. We know this is not Luffy's strongest right now. He had to be stronger than the other emperors of the sea. So let's see how big this gap is between Luffy and Blackbeard. Let Oda give us that, because we actually need to see that gap to see how longer Luffy need to grow in his One Piece verse. We all have to understand, if Blackbeard comes to Egghead, if it is Blackbeard who actually destroyed the Marine ships on Egghead Coast, right? We have to understand that it's okay if Blackbeard beat Luffy right now, because Luffy still have room to grow now. So I think the last battle, the huge war, will be between Luffy and Blackbeard, maybe, right? So we have to understand that right now it's okay, because at the end of the war, we're gonna see an all-out Luffy, the strongest that he ever will become, versus Blackbeard and his crew, and that will be a better story written by Oda. But aside from that, we see that Sanji is actually making moves. Like, Sanji wants to go against these big power opponents. To see Sanji trying to battle it out with J. Garcia Saturn, like to see Sanji might battle it out with Kizaru. I'm so proud of Sanji, right? This exoskeleton woke up and he's just this super powered guy, like that puts him head to toe with Zoro. Like, I love seeing Sanji like that. For a long time now, Sanji didn't really get his feats, right? But between Wano, he got his feats with Queen, right? And now we see he's on the forefront with Zoro, right? We know that Zoro's taking a long time with Lucci, but there's a reason why I'm telling you this reason why we taking so long time with Lucci. But to see Sanji doing this thing is good. Listen, don't get me wrong. I like Sanji and Zoro the same way on balance wise, but I like it. Oda, please keep this up with Sanji. Like, you give Zoro the shine all the time. Let's keep it up with Sanji also. Great chapter. 10 out of 10 for this chapter again because of the cliffhanger and what might become a chapter 1106. Like, it's hype. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to get more of me and more One Piece content. Also, follow me on Twitter because, you know, things are getting big on Twitter right now. My following is growing and growing. Thanks again. See you next time. Love yourself. Love you. Peace.